Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Marvel Universe Black Widow action figure by Hasbro. This figure is number 11 from Series 2 and was first released probably around 2009 or 2010. Now, I can't remember where I got this figure. It was probably in a mass retail store. And I do remember getting it sometime around 2010, probably summer or fall. And when this figure was first released, it wasn't very easy to find. And the fortunate thing is that Hasbro has decided to re-release their older figures and harder to find figures. And Black Widow was one of those, although it wasn't in greater quantity than other re-released figures. Now, taking a look at this figure in the package, you can see Black Widow here. She comes with a few accessories. A base, a weapon here, and of course the secret hammer files there. And you get a nice artwork here on the top left corner. And you can see here that Black Widow is number 11. And we have here the back of the package with a nice picture. Definitely a prototype figure because of the hinged swivel joints at the arms and legs there. And we have a nice description here of Black Widow and other figures from I guess this wave. We have here Iron Man, Captain America, and Luke Cage. And we'll be right back and have Black Widow here out of the package. Okay, we're back and we have Black Widow out of the package, and I really like this figure. This is my first female Marvel Universe figure out of the package, and I was quite surprised at how well it's constructed. There are a few tiny issues with the figure, not much, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and take a peek at the accessories that come with the figure. And first up, we have here a display base. It comes with all of the Marvel Universe figures from Series 2 on up. And it has a nice Marvel logo embossed on top with the Black Widow name on the bottom and her series number to the bottom right. And there are two pegs on the base to allow you to place one or both feet onto the figure. But the figure doesn't really need the base. It stands quite well without it. But it's still kind of neat that they included a base with the figure here. Next up, we have here the top secret envelope that contains some documents in here. And first up, we have here a code for the Fury files, which is inactive at the moment. And we have here a memo from Dr. Alex Kepler to Sir, most likely Norman Osborn, basically doing his write-up on needing, I guess, Black Widow's variant of the super soldier serum that's in her. And he goes into lengths that he doesn't really need her alive, or she won't survive the process of extracting the serum. And I guess her sacrifice will be for the greater good. But it's kind of interesting there. Next up, we have here, looks like a Black Widow Superhuman Registration Act card on there. It's got some information there. And a picture of Black Widow here. And I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's the way she's drawn, the perspective looks a little bit off on this one here. So, but maybe it's just me. But that's the card here. And for the final accessory, she comes with this assault rifle with a grenade launcher on there. It's basically a single unpainted piece of plastic cast in black on there. And she can grip it alright. You just stick it in there right hand. It probably will fit on her left as well. And you can see that she grips it fairly well on there. Now on to the Black Widow figure. This is a pretty cool figure. And like I said, this is my first female Marvel Universe figure that I'm aware of. I don't think I have opened any other female figures. And I was quite pleasantly surprised at how well this figure turned out. Taking a look first at some of the details of the figure, you can see Black Widow here with a head sculpt with her reddish hair, long hair on here. There was one thing that kind of threw me off when I saw this figure in the package. I just couldn't place it, and it had something to do with her head area, and it just, seeing the figure in the package, something just kind of threw me off. And it wasn't until I got this figure out of the package, and it's because of not of her hair. I guess it isn't, sort of, in a way, but whoever glued the hair onto the head was a little off on the alignment, and as a result, I really didn't notice it in the package. But once I got this figure out, I realized that because of the misalignment of her hair here, you can really see that Black Widow here has no ears. And I think it was meant to be covered up. I think the head piece or hair piece on this figure was just off a little bit on the application there, and you can see, especially over here on her right side of her face, you can see that she has no ear on there. So, but that's just a minor thing. But taking a look at the rest of the figure here, you can see that she's in a sort of in a bodysuit that's painted a metallic dark bluish gray, and it's not very glossy. It's almost a matte color, but it's still kind of neat. The little sparkles on the paint really bring out the suit on here, and it's really cool. Like I said, it's a blend of, I guess, black, gray, and blue on there, and a little bit of silver thrown in, and it really makes this bodysuit stand out, and it's kind of cool. And you can see here that Black Widow has those wristbands there. It's actually kind of cool. It's just a simple piece of plastic. It's not painted, although you can see here that the belt is made of a similar plastic, but it does have a little bit of paint on there. You can see the Widow symbol in the middle, and it's got a little bit of bleed, but it's very tiny. It's passable on there, and you can see it's loose fitting here, and the bands are loose fitting as well, so you can move it up and down, move it around, or whatever you want on there. So that's kind of neat. You can take a look at that hair sculpt. It's a really nicely painted on there and nicely sculpted. It's really, really cool on there. You can see her finely sculpted tush on there. Pretty neat. And another minor issue here is that on the video screen, her boots turn out a lot better than they are in person. It's really faded when you see this in person on the boots, and they're just simply sprayed on, it looks like, not actually painted on there, and which is okay. Just in person, you really can't even see the blend or the separation between the boot and her bodysuit. But on looking at the video camera, you can actually see it a little bit more on there. But still, it's a really decent figure on here. I really like it and dig it pretty well. Now, going over the articulation, the head does go all the way around, despite the long hair. The long hair on a lot of figures impede the articulation of the head, but this one does not. It's made of a very soft, rubbery, pliable plastic, which is very, very nice. And I may just end up putting a piece of super glue and moving her hair forward into place to hide the lack of an ear there in the future. The head does not go up or down, unfortunately. The arms do go all the way around, and they do go out quite high and in, and they do go all the way around as well. There is no bicep swivel. Unfortunately, that would have been really nice. She would have been able to grip her assault rifle with both hands if there was a swivel at the bicep. The elbow bends at a single joint, and the wrist can go all the way around. Now, this is a really neat thing here. The torso can go all the way around, as well as up and down fairly well. And most Marvel Universe figures, at least early ones, did not have a waist joint. This one does. So you got 2 points of articulation on the upper torso, which is really neat. And what's kind of cool is that with the sculpt of the torso here, you can actually have this facing forward, and then twist the upper torso the other direction, and that allows even more articulation toward the back, as if arching her back, sort of like if she were riding a motorcycle. Hint hint on there. So that's kind of cool. The legs are on that typical Marvel Universe joint at the hip. That allows the leg to go up, down, very little to the back, and out to the side, and all the way around. Of course, if you go all the way around, it'll remove the leg from the peg joint, but that's okay. You can probably pop that in there just like that. The knees are double jointed, which is really cool, and the feet can go all the way around and up and down. Overall, a very impressive figure for Marvel Universe. I really dig it, and hopefully the later female figures get even better. I have yet to open any other female figures yet. Like I said, this is my first, and I really enjoy it. This is my casual peek into the Marvel Universe Black Widow action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.